Are you sequelizing your business? Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. Today we're going to talk a little bit about sequels. Do you have sequels in your business? Are you using the power of sequels? Every episode is brought to you by something, usually the same thing that the last episode was brought to you by. And right now that happens to be my new book, 9 Ways to Amazon Proof Your Business. Go check out, get your own free copy at amazonproofbook.com. It's specifically for business owners and executives of businesses that are looking to really overcome competitive forces. How do you go about doing that? How do you stand out? How do you make yourself so dynamically different that the competition doesn't matter, even if that competition is Amazon.com? So that's 9 ways to Amazon Proof Your Business. You can get it wherever you find good books, and you can get a free copy at amazonproofbook.com. Now, let's talk about sequels. I was reminded of this situation when I was sitting down and watching Disney Plus with my son, and we were watching one of the sequels. There's a small cartoon that Walt Disney himself made back in the 1930s. It was part of the Silly Symphonies, and one of the cartoons that came out that was a huge hit for the entire studio, and it was really a major deal. It was a socially, it was one of those things that everyone was talking about. Simple story that everyone knew, called The Three Little Pigs. But the way that Disney did it, the way that they had the music and everything else involved, it was such high end for cartoons of the time, for little short cartoons that were shown in front of movies back then. They didn't have TV, not on a wide scale, and so shown in front of a movie, or a matinee, and it was a big hit. People would come back just to watch that short cartoon. It was such a big hit that Walt Disney did not like doing sequels, but he went and did sequels to The Three Little Pigs. And it's not like there's a natural sequel to The Three Little Pigs. It was a standalone fable, right? But you went out, made, the one that we were watching was The Big Bad Wolf, and all that really was a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood, with the Three Little Pigs entered into the story, and they used the same wolf character as they did with the Three Little Pigs. And so that was, interesting. And then later on they did another one where they had the Three Little Wolves, or the Three Little Bad Wolves, or whatever, where it was the wolf and his 3 sons. And then they had a couple different sequels. They all were really big hits unto themselves. Disney kept pumping them out because he couldn't turn it down. People wanted more of the same characters. They wanted more, even though it didn't make any sense to have more. People wanted more. They were willing to pay for more. It got more attention to the studio, and so he did it. And it's one of those things where he had said in interviews that he wasn't that crazy about doing it. And I think that's common for most business owners. If you bring it back to yourself, if you're a business owner and you've put out products, you've put out or services, you have things that work, that hit really well, and things that don't work so well. And the things that don't work so well, you phase out, and the things that work really well, you try and do more of, but you always get bored of the hits. It's just like the band at a concert, that everyone wants them to play their hit music, and the one thing the band doesn't want to play is their hit music. They get tired of the same thing over and over and over again. Creative people always want something new, something fresh. But don't forget to have some sequels once in a while. Don't forget to take your biggest hits, your biggest product, your top products. What are products that would play with it? What are products that people who love that product, what would they also love? Sequels, spin-offs, whatever you want to call them. You got to sequelize things. You have to give people a little bit more of what they want, not just what you want. Yes, it's your business. Yes, you have to come first to some extent, because without you, the whole thing wouldn't work. But a good business works to serve the public. So try and serve them more of what they want. You'll get a little bit more attention. In the long run, they'll let you have what you want. whether that be more money or whether that be more influence, being able to put out things that you like and see if they like it too. It's a give and take. This is what it's all about. This is the game. So hopefully that makes sense to you. It's just a small idea that might spark something big for you. Hopefully it helps. We'll be back here tomorrow night like we are every night. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.